Slamdown is sponsored by Body Slam and Jam and WWE Smack Talk. Welcome to another episode of Slamdown Live. Today we're going to be covering everything WWE RAW. At the start of the show, we saw Mick Foley reading from some cards, saying he's taken a leave of absence and everything else, and then suddenly he turns and says he's not going to read the cards that Triple H gave him. Quite a good promo. Then we saw Stephanie come down and say to Mick Foley that I've got 2 words for you, and said, "You're fired." Then we saw Mick Foley get out the ring. Sami Zayn came down to defend Foley, which also saw the Destroyer head down the ring. And it was a little battle between Stephanie and Sami Zayn, which led into a match with Sami Zayn taking on the Destroyer. Which I quite like the way that was done, but before we saw the match, we saw Foley walking backstage, heading out of the building. We saw the Sheamus and Cesaro hugging Foley. And we saw Bailey hugging Foley as well. People were quite upset that he was going. But before he goes for the door, we see Triple H say to him, "Have a nice day." Now, they could have done with him having a leave of absence due to his operation he's going to have, but it seems like they've gone the other route of using quite a heelish promo against him and making it look like he was forced out by Triple H and Stephanie. And it looks like Facebook's going to be a bugger as well. No, it's just noticed it's not letting me share the live stream on other groups at the minute. That's why it was a little bit later on today. We was having a few problems with loading pages, so I don't know if Facebook are doing an update on pages or what's going on. It's like I'm just trying again to share the live video, but it seems to be quite... Can't put my finger on it. Looks like it's been a bit buggy today, so I might have to share this when I'm not live, after I finish this show. Don't you love when you have technical problems? Sharing an event, share on a friend's timeline, sharing on your own, sending in a private message. Yeah, no. So, yeah. looks like I can't share this video. But if any of you out there that are watching this and are enjoying this show, please share. You know, share it, like it. But let's get back to the show. After that, we saw Samoa Joe taking on Sami Zayn, which was a good match, actually. They didn't put Sami Zayn down too much. You know, he battled back quite hard by giving it all of he's got. And that's what I quite liked. It was quite sort of quite an even match. It wasn't... They didn't bury Sami Zayn and they didn't bury Samoa Joe. Even though Samoa Joe got the upper hand, but there was no burying on either side. One thing I will say is the whole show was lacking for me. It was just meh. After that, we saw Charlotte Flair taking on Danny Brooks, or you know, quite a good. It was an alright match. Well, nothing really spectacular. It was interesting, sort of, but we saw Charlotte Flair getting the victory in that. After that, we had Chris Jericho revealed the real Kevin Owens on the highlight reel, where he showed footage of a young Kevin Owens doing the Jericho stand, where he puts his arms out. Also wearing a Y2J t-shirt. Also, Jericho showed his Twitter where he was messaged by Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens got signed to the WWE, showing that Jericho was his idol. But Kevin Owens came down, assaulted Jericho, laid him out on the ring, and then left. After that, we had Brian Kendrick, I don't know if is it Brian Kendrick or the Brain Kendrick. But anyway, we saw him taking on TJ Perkins, which was a crap match. I don't like the way they're using TJ Perkins. They're sort of buried him a little bit. I know he's capable of a lot more. We've seen him do a lot more, especially in Impact Wrestling. We've seen him play that Manic character a lot better, and we've seen his full moveset, but they've seemed to have lowered, or he's been told certain moves he shouldn't be using, and it's not the same TJ Perkins. But then we did say him saying about Toazaka, that he's got Toazaka's passport and he's stuck in Japan. After that, we saw Nia Jax taking on Bayley. If she won, she will be added to the WrestleMania match, which we all knew that was coming. You know, we knew it was going to be a four-way, you know, the way it's been done and everything. You know, I normally have a buzz and excitement about WrestleMania. This time I don't. I really, really don't. It's going to be an okay WrestleMania, but I'm looking more forward to the SmackDown matches than the Raw matches. It's like when someone says Raw's been good, I'm like, how? Can you please explain that to me? How? Yeah. We saw Nia Jax get the victory, so it's going to be a fatal four-way. We saw Triple H lay the terms. He started off with saying he's got 2 complimentary tickets for Seth Rollins to sit in the nosebleeds and watch, or Seth Rollins can sign an unsanctioned match and take him on at WrestleMania. It's a bit dreary promo from Triple H. You know, I expected better. It's the best I can say on that, to be honest. We saw Cesaro and Sheamus taking on Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Enzo Amore, and Big Kaz. If Cesaro and Sheamus lost this match, they'd lose their WrestleMania place. But the reason this match was made, because Stephanie wasn't happy with Cesaro and Sheamus hugging Mick Foley. So it looks like we're going to probably see the Authority back, and it's going to be the Authority running Raw. Typical with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens being their wrestlers, their brawn, and Triple H and Stephanie running it for themselves. Know that they're going back to that. You can just tell they're going back to that. We saw... Oh, yeah, the winner of the match was Cesaro and Sheamus, because Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson started attacking Big Kaz and Enzo Amore, so it's the way that ended. We saw Austin Aries taking on Tony Nese, which to me is probably one of the better parts of the show. I'm a big fan of Austin Aries, always have been, from every promotion he's been in. Still not too happy that they're using Discus Forearm as his finisher. I do think they should go back and to his submission hold and the brainbuster and have the discus elbow as his signature, but I can't understand why they're using him in the way they're using him with his moveset. I don't know if the brainbuster is a banned move or not, but I can't work that one out. But it was a good match. Braun Strowman taking on Roman Reigns, which ended in a disqualification because The Undertaker showing up. Even with The Undertaker there, it was still a very, very bland show. I had no excitement to that show. It was an E, and that's probably lowest. That's probably the highest I can give it. Was an E. I'm not a mark. I don't think Impact's better than everything, but Impact was definitely better. I was more invested in Impact than I was with Raw. I look forward to SmackDown, but to me, the top products for me at the moment, with the ones I watch, are SmackDown, Impact Wrestling, and Raw. Raw needs to drastically change. They need to make improvements because it's getting dreary, boring, and repetitive. But I will still keep my fingers crossed that they're able to make Raw better. But I'm not holding much hope on that, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's it for this show. I'm looking forward to tomorrow watching SmackDown. So we're back on tomorrow, 9 PM GMT, with SmackDown review. I've been your host, Ashley Friends. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.